Hi, welcome to PHP lesson 2 by rktutor.com. The topics covered in this lesson are basically variables, data types, type strength, typecasting, constants, variable scope, operators. So these are the basic concepts that we need for PHP. Variables. In any programming language, variables holds temporary information, so it stores information. And in PHP, all the variables should start with dollar, and you can give any name. And name accepts one of these characters: A to Z, capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, and underscore. And the variables after dollar, it should start either with letters, that is A to Z, or 0 to 9. Example: dollar person underscore name, dollar age1, dollar underscore count. This is variables. And the data types. The basic data types in PHP are built-in data types are integer, float, string, and boolean. Boolean accepts true or false. Array, objects. Objects stores instances of classes. Type strength. PHP is called weakly typed language. So before we go into what exactly weakly typed language, we can say there are two types of language, programming languages. One is strongly typed language and one is weakly typed language. Weakly typed language is like the variable doesn't means during the declaration we want sorry, the variable can hold any value whatever it is assigned. So for example, here $age initially I assigned to 31, so that means $age now holds integer value. Then I can assign $age to some character like 31, some string. Now it holds string. Now $age I assign to true, that means now it holds boolean. Then what is a strong type language? For example, C is a strong type language. That means you have to define the variable like int age. That means age always holds integer values. So that's why like PHP is called weakly type language or dynamic type language. Typecasting. So what is typecasting? Means you can convert value from one type to another type during assignment. For example, I have a variable amount which holds integer, but I want to convert this into float. That means while converting it will be converted as 10.0. So I am assigning this amount to balance, but I am converting integer to float. So now balance holds float value. Constants. What is a constant? So how to define a constant? Everybody knows what is constant. How to define a constant? For example, in PHP you have to define with define, then variable name, and what is a constant value. For example, define department, I am assigning as accounting. For example, if this in my program department, I know like it's always holds accounting, or this program is for accounting, that's why like I am declaring department as accounting. And my program name is testing, and by default I'm assigning zip as 0000. Means for example in my program if nothing is assigned, so I might use default zip as 0000. So the main advantage of constants is like if you know for sure like your variable is not going to change throughout the program, then you can define using the define. What is variable scope, or what are the different types of scopes? So basically we have three kinds of scopes. One is local, one is global, and one is static. And I will explain you this scope more details during the program, but this is like introductory session. So super global variables. Super global variables visible everywhere in the script. What are the super global variables? For example, you have dollar underscore server underscore get underscore post. These are few super global variables that are like these are always available to you. These are defined system defined variables. That's why these are super global variables. And what is a local? I will show you like how to define a function, but assume like we have a function. So all the variables declared in function, unless those are static, all are even those are static, everything is by default local. And when after the function is incomplete, that value will be like vanish. Means it will be like the value variable's life is only within the function. But if you define that variable as static, and let's say like if you have a function and if you have a counter which is assigned like 10 in this round, and if the same function is invoked next time, it will still hold the value 10, and you can again change that as 11 and 12. Means for example if you want to count like how many times this particular function is invoked, you can have that count variable, or you can use basically that static is like that variable previous value is stored somewhere and you are able to use that. And you can, for example in your main script you have a variable, and if you want to use that variable in a function, so you can call in the function with a global. If you declare that variable in function as global, it will refer the global variable whichever is available in the script. Operators. What are the operators? Operators are almost same. If you know C, whatever the operators are there, everything is here, and few extra operators are available here. So arithmetic operators, you have like all the basic arithmetic operators like add, subtract, plus, minus, star, that is multiplication, divided by percentage. And you can have assignment operators, that is like you can assign $I to value 10, or you can assign $I with $I plus 20. That means in this scenario, in the second example, it will be in this example it will store value into I as 30, and then here after this instruction it will be like value is 40, that is $I. Both are similar, means instead of saying like $I is equal $I plus 10, you can have $I plus equal to is equal to 10, and you have other operators like minus equal to, plus equal to, divided by equal to, etc. And you have comparison operators like double equal to, that is to compare, this is to compare like if a equal to b like this, and you have less not equal to less than or equal to greater than or equal to, etc. Okay, so this is the today's section, and in the next session I will go with the examples, and wherever we have these concepts I will again elaborate or highlight, and I will show you like how exactly each concept works. And thank you for watching this session.